Tuttle here. It's storm season in Oklahoma, and with that comes torrential rain, high winds, and hail. To protect your home and your family from these threats, the one roofing company you should trust is Ferguson Roof Systems. They've been providing the best in roofing services for nearly half a century. Ferguson is Oklahoma's full-service roofing company, certified with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and a 5-star rating on Google. And with Ferguson now offering Class 4 impact-resistant shingles, now is the time to trust them with your home's roof. Get started today at FergusonRoofSystems.com.
Hey everyone, Meteorologist here in Tuttle, back with you again on your Tuesday lunchtime live. It's a few minutes before noon. This will be a really quick weather update for you as we talk about the situation coming in for tomorrow. And also kind of recap how much rain we saw out there yesterday. So I had some good rain, which is, much needed. We have drought conditions that continue to build across the state. So it's nice to see a little relief from that. So out there now, currently, we've got some clouds, of course, still lingering. Here's a live view of my backyard. But if you look a little bit more to the west, the clearing line is approaching pretty good. Now, look at the temperature, though, 49 degrees. What nonsense is that? May 3rd at noon, right? Ugh. So, yeah, we have a northwest wind here. And again, no rainfall currently. So here's a look at the satellite picture. It does show the clearing line out here across western Oklahoma. So it's approaching. It's getting closer to us. And it sort of kind of mix out a little bit more as we go throughout the afternoon. You'll see a little bit more and more sun peek through the clouds and all the heavy storms in the frontal positions all down south down to Texas moving away. We do have a north wind across the entire state. Let's see. We'll show you the temperatures also. We're into the 50s here in central Oklahoma, just barely. And I do mean barely. I'm just about there. 40s out in the Panhandle and northeastern Oklahoma as well. And the wind speeds, they're not nearly as bad today as they have been, so that's kind of a nice relief. But they're still up around 20 miles per hour here in parts of central and western Oklahoma. Not much wind out there in eastern Oklahoma. Those are the gusts. So we did get some really good rainfall, though, anywhere from 1 to 2 to even 3 inches of rain. Some little spot up here in near Okmulgee County or so got around close to 4 inches of rain. So, woof, that can cause some brief flash flooding in that part of the state because they've already seen plenty of rainfall so far this year, whereas central and west has not. So I'll take every single drop I can get. I think I ended up about I'm in this little green spot right here in Oklahoma County, so I ended up in about 2.3 or so inches of rain. So that was nice. All right, so we do have another risk of severe weather anchored here across the southern plains into Texas for tomorrow. That is the slight to enhanced risk. Here is the tornado aspect of that, which covers parts of Texas. And here's the wind, and here is the hail. So kind of all in that same quadrant area. Here's a zoom-in view of that from the National Weather Service in Norman, highlighting up to baseball-size hail. Winds hit around 80 miles per hour, and the tornado threat is a medium. If we do look at the tornado threat right now, they have it primarily focused for late afternoon and evening storms that come in from this area through Oklahoma City back to the south and west for the evening hours. Does not include something that may happen, though, in the morning to early afternoon convection. Talk about that in a minute. But it does have a moderate risk of flooding. So flash flooding may occur because we're going to get a lot of rainfall out of this system. Temperatures for today, well, obviously it's cold. It's going to be a struggle. I think the models may bust. I'm not sure we're going to hit these mid-60s. We'll definitely hit low 60s. We can warm up 10 degrees, no problem, but you get some sunshine. So out in western Oklahoma, that's not a problem to probably hit close to 70 degrees. I think that'll be all right. But if we don't clear these clouds a little bit more, we may struggle to get to that point. We do factor in the overall rainfall coming in over this next system. You're going to see widespread 1 to 2 to 3 inches again here over the state. So again, that may lead to some potential flooding. So be careful out there. All right, here's a look at how things ought to progress here with the high-resolution HER models. We go through time today into tomorrow. So quiet today, but then tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., look at that. We already have some showers bubbling up, moving into the state. Some heavier rain coming into western Oklahoma. So it's going to be kind of a wet off and on day on Wednesday. There will be some dry periods, but also be some scattered showers and storms. So here's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So see some heavier thunderstorms here. You do see this little helicity track. So tomorrow afternoon, the soundings are still pretty ominous as far as ingredients for tornadoes, especially in southern Oklahoma. has a PDS tornado listing on it. Cape Valley is well over 2,000. Plenty of shear off the charts, so it produces a high-end tornado potential with that. So can't argue with the indices. That is what it is, and it's mainly over the southern third of the state rather than the body of Oklahoma. So that's the difference so far in the data. Still time to work on that, but right now that's where it's kind of mostly centered. And that continues into North Texas, where you can see all those storms down there into that area through the evening hours. And there's midnight right around the Red River. So still could be a few tornadoes across southern Oklahoma in the not only afternoon, but overnight and late time hours as well. So the question is going to be whether or not the cap builds in. That's I'll show you. That was one of our short-term high-resolution models. Actually, the shortest one. Let's go to the one that's a little bit longer in the mid-range. Same idea. Morning scattered showers, few rumbles of thunder. Here's that secondary round that comes in. This one has it in a few hours earlier, around noontime, and then a heavier round for afternoon. Then a little bit of a break. Then more coming in the evening hours, and then a big line of storms through 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So a completely different look between two models. So unfortunately, it's a mess. The models aren't going to have a really good handle on it just yet today, but the take home is there's going to be scattered shower storms, and some of those are going to be severe. So here's a look. If you kind of picture them all, just pick a time spot of tomorrow afternoon around say 5, 6 o'clock. You can see scattered storms on this one, on here, some supercell structures kind of scattered about. On this one, same idea, some supercell structures out here in western Oklahoma. A little bit of an MCS out here in eastern Oklahoma, a little bit of wind damage maybe with that one. Here's one here, scattered supercell storms embedded, and then here's that one we just talked about a minute ago. So the bottom line is it's going to rain, and there's going to be some severe weather. Texas Tech work also shows the morning rain that moves through tomorrow, off and on, some dry periods. Otherwise, some pretty good storms that come in off the Texas Panhandle. Late afternoon, rolling through and into central Oklahoma, including the Oklahoma City Metro, by the 9, 10 o'clock hour, again, potentially being tornadic. So, but notice how it doesn't have anything in southern Oklahoma. So every model says something slightly different on position. This experimental model, let's see what it does. It breaks out the stuff all across the area in the morning. A little helicity track there at the 1 o'clock hour. So again, could see a little brief tornado mixed in with all this nonsense for the afternoon hours. Let's see, that continues in that area. More of those little helicity tracks, a little bit of hail maybe mixed in. Stronger stuff in North Texas, and then there's that secondary line that comes in late after midnight here across northwestern and central Oklahoma. So that's kind of similar to the other model. Kind of blends the two, so kind of combination of everything. Temperatures out there today, like we said, you can forget this 71 here in the metro. We're not going to make that. But 73, 77 for Thursday and Friday. Still look hot over the weekend. Sunday's now at 91. Monday at 92. And then we start to cool things down just a little bit. I don't mind the nice quiet weather with, getting a little bit warmer at night, but let's not get too crazy. Just jump into the 100s, shall we? Let's give us a minute to breathe, man. I don't jump from winter right into summer. So that's your quick 5-minute weather update. Hope that was good for you, educational. Let's see here. I don't have a whole lot of time to talk about the other ingredients. I'll show you real quick here why this is kind of a iffy thing at the moment. Those of you folks that got to go, split, go ahead. Thanks for coming by. Make sure you like, share the video on your way out the door, please and thank you. YouTube, also hit that like button. It lets the algorithms know to share the video more. Let's see, but if you look at the HER model, it keeps the cap strength strong, really, and it's not even on here because there's no instability, but this whole area is capped too. So everywhere you see the colors in this region, it's because it's not expecting any instability at all for storms, so it doesn't place the dynamics here. But keep in mind, the only place that doesn't have a cap is down here across southern Oklahoma and parts of Texas. All right, so that's for rooted storms that can produce tornadoes. It even struggles out here in southwest Oklahoma and part of Kansas. So it's not completely out of the question that some of those don't even happen or are become elevated and just being hailmakers. This model here, it shifts that region in the clear almost up to I-40 corridor, so it erodes the cap at that point. Didn't really have one. This model has a mixture, but it's way down south into Oklahoma, so it's basically kind of parts of southwest Oklahoma, but kind of in this region is where it doesn't think there's going to be a cap, so it kind of favors that spot. Let's see, this model here, similar, kind of keeps the cap down the southern third, and then this model even farther down the south. So what's the take-home in this? It basically means that we are going to have a cap in the central and northern parts of Oklahoma where surface-based storms to produce tornadoes probably won't occur. But how far north and south that line is the question mark. And unfortunately, won't be answered today. It's basically the position of a front in that area that's going to help that. But same thing with the shear and the cape overlaid. Remember, the brighter colors, the more instability. So there's 1 model, 2 models, 3 models, 4 models, 5 models. You get in the picture? They're all south of I-40, right, as far as all the inclement weather. So right now, if you were to look at that information and say, okay, you know what, best tornado parameters, let's take a look. Here's one, southern third. Here's another, kind of likes the favorite of southwestern Oklahoma. Here's one, the southern fifth of the state, right along the counties and brief southwest. Here's one, southern counties of Oklahoma, and then here's the one that's the wild card that puts everything north. Right now, it's the outlier. So much of an outlier, I'm discrediting it as far how far north it produces these indexes. I don't think it'll be further to the south as it looks right now. So right now, that's kind of what things are looking like. We'll do another live tonight at 9:30. And as a reminder, I'm probably not going to be available tomorrow on Wednesday. If I am, it would not be. I don't know. I got to deal with a work commitment. Trust me, it's eating me alive because I need and want to be on to help you guys out, and so that's what I do, right? That's my passion. I've been doing this for so long. To not be able to do it is irritating. So it is what it is. I gotta find peace with that somehow. So if I'm not able to broadcast live, you'll understand why. And it does force you, unfortunately, to have to watch other sources of information, but at least you can use my weather app, AT's Weather to Go. It'll let you know if there is a twisting storm alert. So technically, you really wouldn't have to watch any coverage unless you get a twisting storm alert and you want to tap into that to find out more information. So that might help your anxiety if you're really on the edge, right? So make sure you download that app on Google Play. Okay, so that's going to be it for me here for your lunchtime today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see many of you tonight at 9:30. Spread the word. Tell your friends and family, loved ones about the app and about my live broadcast so they can get the science-based information on the forecast, why things happen, why they don't happen. And then when I do cover tornadoes, we'll walk you through calm, cool, collectively on if they're going to form, how they're going to form, where they're going to form, the processes involved, and then we'll do, street tracking where I actually pick the streets or the intersection where the tornadoes are. I do the storm track direction, tell you the times of arrival in the towns and communities. Talk about the counties, all that stuff. Your standard general severe weather coverage. I just kind of focus it more on tornadic activity. All right, well, that is it for me for the rest of today. You guys have a great day, and we will see you later.